Bros and heroes. Gonna tell you about bros and hoes and heroes. Gonna tell you about
comic books, costumes, facts, boots, and other stuff.
In this week's issue, Superman Red Sun.
Welcome into Bros, Foes, and Heroes, episode 10. I'm Zach, joined by the Jean Grey to my Cyclops.
Ooh,
Mike.
That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah, there we go.
Nice job.
It's never a weird and tumultuous relationship at all in the comics.
Not
It's
at all.
always smooth sailing, just like our relationship.
Perfect.
Yep. So, Mike, today, I'm going to get right into it because it's a little bit of a longer one.
Okay.
Just because there's a lot that I have to break down, but it was a very fun read. And I've talked about before that we would do characters that are well known, just different arcs.
Right. Sure.
And what I bring today is one of those stories.
Okay.
It's kind of a what if in a way. DC, when they print those, they call them, it's under the Elseworld. Like there's Gotham by Gaslight's one,
So it's
where
like their what if or whatever.
It is their what if. A lot of it's printed under their Elseworld.
Gotcha.
And the story we have is Superman Red Sun.
Oh no, I smell a Snyder.
Actually, there's I was gonna say that there was a tie, but I completely blanked on what I was saying, Mike. Have you ever looked at something and you think, I have a joke, and then you go to make it and it's gone?
Yeah,
just a big
that's
whiff.
my entire life.
Oh, well, I
Sure.
just completely whiffed on that. So let's just go and talk about
Let's talk about it. Superman Red Sun.
all right, here we go. What I was going to say is Superman Red Sun was created by Mark Miller. He's the author of the book. Dave Johnson and Killian Plunkett
What
are
else
also.
did Mark Miller do?
Mark Miller's done a lot of stuff. He's one of those kind of DC stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if it says anywhere else on there, but he's the author. The other two are pencilers for it. And there were two other pencilers, but for some reason they're not on the front cover of my issue there.
What do you do? I pencil.
Well, I mean, that's usually that's who's on there. The editors don't get the credit and all that. But
You know, this is a very special episode. Number one, it's number 10.
that is true.
And number two, you've brought in the actual comic book.
That's true. I felt like
which is pretty amazing.
I felt like for issue 10, I should have a prop.
Sure.
That affects none of our listeners, though.
That's true.
So so it's just I brought a prop for you for episode 10.
This translates real well into audio.
Yeah,
this is good.
Well, don't worry, we'll post pictures on our
Sure.
Instagram. But I brought it with me if I need to kind of refresh myself.
Yeah, sure.
So just a little background. As I said, Mark Miller's the author for it, and they created this comic back in 2003. So it's kind of a modern classic in a way of one of the stories.
Okay. Modern classic.
I don't know what else.
I understand. It's such a weird phrase.
I don't know what else to call it because it's 2003, but like a lot of people talk about it, and it's been big enough to have a movie, like one of the DC animated movies they made out of it.
They did it animated
last year. Yeah, that came out, which I watched as well to prepare for this episode. It's good, but it is I get
anytime somebody responds with "it's good," but
like if you look at this, it's not the thickest of comics. It basically breaks down to 3 acts. I'd say like maybe 100 pages or so here. And somebody has to turn it to an 80-minute movie.
You said this is a 3-issue.
It's like, it's 3 acts.
So
it's like
originally
3 thicker
it came
issues.
out 3 comics,
Yeah,
right?
it's like a mini series. Like,
and what you've brought in is basically like the graphic novel version of that.
In a sense, but it was released like all together at the same time too. Yeah, it's 3 acts. So I'm saying like there's a lot of story, but to make 80 minutes out of it, I understand how you have to add in different things to it. So I realize how a story will differ, but some of the differences just don't make sense to me. If we have time, I'll break that down a little bit.
Looking through this is 75 minutes tops.
Oh yeah. No. So there's 10 minutes of just stuff they made up at least.
Sure.
But it actually received critical acclaim when it came out and was nominated for the 2004 Eisner Award for Best Limited Series. So I wanted to throw out its.
Now, throughout my life, I've seen the Eisner Award. What is that?
Will Eisner. Remember we talked about
Will
him
Eisner. Yeah,
way back with Black Condor.
I did not put those two together.
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah.
So here we're tying too on episode 10 with episode 1.
Yeah, this is great.
Will Eisner's associated.
You got assassinated.
It's funny.
He's got an award.
10 episodes in, and I still can't speak English. But that's who the award's named after. So we open up finding out, with the U.S. finding out about Superman. I'll go ahead and just explain. It's not really given. The panels itself are the very last thing in the comic.
Okay.
But basically, this whole what if story is, instead of landing in Kansas, what if like the ship just shipped out 6 hours before or after, and it landed in Ukraine.
Oh, okay.
So that's all. It's not that large of a leap either.
No, it's really not.
Yeah. So basically, Superman lands in Ukraine in 1938 and is part of the what?
Well, what I'm thinking though is, I mean, would it have made that big a difference for Superman? I mean, because Superman's all about right and wrong.
We'll kind of get into that.
Okay.
With the story. Okay. I enjoyed this.
Okay.
I did. I thought it was a really good read. And if you, for some reason, want to save it for yourself, then obviously spoilers are about to come.
Oh, no, we're good.
Yeah. But
I have read all the comics I'm ever going to read.
If you want to know about this, I think is a very interesting one, and then go read it yourself.
Yeah.
Then that's what we kind of are. Because
it does look cool, though.
It does. And obviously, I'm not covering everything because we might as well just do an audio broadcast.
Yeah, when you look at just read it.
Yeah.
When you look at the cover, it's really cool because it's like 30s looking World's Fair type stuff, and he's got the hammer and sickle instead of the big S on his chest. It's cool.
And I liked the art, a lot of it too. Like
it was cool.
It's a really cool book as well.
Yeah.
But so
it does remind me of Dark Knight or something like that, though.
Yeah, but it's not like overly dark in a sense.
Well, I don't know, but okay.
Well, I'll break it down. So the U.S. finds out that Superman exists.
Okay.
So if he landed in 1938, we're in the I think they have this like, he's 1920, so like mid to late 50s now where we are.
Okay.
Eisenhower's president.
Yeah.
And we're in the middle of the Cold War.
Almost every version of Superman except for the movies.
Yeah, exactly. So, and we're in the middle of the Cold War.
Sure.
So, they find out through we see different like newsreel footage of different things that Superman's doing to like save people.
Okay.
Over in the USSR and stuff. And they realize like they have these showings of like he's being shot with bullets and he's throwing tanks. Like they're showing off what their Superman can do.
He's still called Superman though.
Yes, he's still called Superman.
All right. Okay.
But they just have like they'll call him he's our Soviet Superman and stuff like that. Gotcha. So yeah, he's still Superman.
Yeah.
Again, this is in the 50s, and the president and other government officials are very worried about the Soviets having this superhuman, and so they decide that they're going to hire Lex Luthor, who is just alluded to. He's basically the smartest man in the world, which is very much like he's a genius and all the other stuff. And he's the head research and development of figuring out a way to stop Superman.
Oh, wow.
So, also a little
that really
twist.
does turn everything on its head, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's a 180.
Yeah. So now
our hero is Lex Luthor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Also, Lex Luthor marries Lois Lane in this.
Oh, good for him.
So it's Lois Lane Luthor is what she goes by.
Okay.
That's
a bit much.
They call her that, and she's like, it's just Lois Lane. Like she's married, but she's not. And their relationship is super weird throughout this too, which is kind of a different view.
Sure, yeah.
But
what was the name of the villain with the big head? And like Brainiac or something? Isn't there a Brainiac?
There is a Brainiac. Brainiac's in here, but that's not
because
Brainiac's the computer.
Okay.
That's like the alien that comes in.
All I remember of Brainiac is from Super Friends. Like Metzelplex and Brainiac and all those guys were.
See, for me, Brainiac has always been the like alien computer guy like he is in this story.
Oh, okay.
I'm not like, I got to be honest, my knowledge of Brainiac isn't like super deep. Like I didn't read a lot of Brainiac stories.
Not a lot of Brainiac going on.
Yeah. Sure. But so Lex Luthor, again, is hired to stop him. He comes up with an idea to sabotage Sputnik. He calls Eisenhower calls him and he's like, President, I need $20 million in permission to crash a satellite. Like he's just, and like Eisenhower is whatever he doesn't care. Like Lex Luthor is so full of himself throughout this whole comic that he's just so smart and he knows what to do in every situation. So the whole plan.
That's not far from the Lex Luthor we all love and know.
No, it's not. And that's the thing is like these characters aren't necessarily that far off from their actual characters.
Sure.
So Lex Luthor's big idea is they sabotage Sputnik and they have it where it's going to land in Metropolis. Superman, obviously, even though he's in...
It's still Sputnik, though. It's not just a Russian satellite.
No, it is Sputnik.
Okay.
And Superman hears, obviously, like, the Russians can tell that their satellite's falling, finds out where it is, and goes and saves it because Superman, even though he's still in Russia, cares about humanity as a whole was the picture they're painting.
Sure.
So it's not necessarily like he's just Russia's Superman.
Yeah.
Like he went and he's there in his mind to still protect humanity.
Oh, okay. All right.
Now, he does feel like he is kind of Stalin's left-hand man. Stalin's still alive in this too and still controls...
Left-hand man.
Right-hand man. I don't know why I said left-hand man.
Well, I'm thinking communism, it's the opposite, so maybe it's left-hand. I don't know.
Joke. But I planned
all
that.
All communists are left-handed.
No.
Vice versa.
His right-hand man. I don't know how I butchered that one.
No, that's great.
There is a scene, though, because he saves Metropolis, and like they recreate a scene of like him catching the Daily Globe. There's a lot of cool art in here of them creating like old panels of this Superman, but he's it's the hammer and sickle instead of the S.
Sure.
So it's him like saving the Daily Planet thing, and him and Lois like share a glance, and like there's just some little like offloaded diatribe of like maybe in another world there could have been something between us, but I have more to care about, and it goes off, and they don't shove it down your throat, which I liked.
That's good. Yeah.
The movie added her in a lot, and it changed up stuff. Not like a relationship thing, but still like they kind of changed the story whole in a sense with the movie, and maybe we'll get to it. But
that's really stupid though, because in an animated thing, you can do anything you want. So why change it? You would think it'd be more accurate.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the DC animated movies have stuck like really close to the the source material in a lot of ways.
This one was so good, they said, screw that.
It's like, hey, we'll keep the main beats and then we'll just change up everything in between.
Yeah, I don't know.
So Superman's being praised. They're having like a Superman Day just to honor him there in Russia.
Okay.
And while they're hanging around, we're also introduced at this event to another Soviet official named Pete. It's Pytor, I guess. It's Pytor.
Yeah.
I'm going to call him Peter. I know it's Russian for Peter.
Yeah, I got you, sure. Peter.
But Peter is arguing with Stalin because Superman hears like something and he leaves his own celebration to go save whatever. Peter talks to Stalin and says, hey, I was supposed to be your next in command. It looks like this is changing. Stalin's like, you don't need to worry about this. Peter's like, hey, but I'm your son. Stalin says, yeah, my illegitimate bastard son.
Oh, no.
Peter brings up a great point, though. He's like, we don't even know if he can be killed. Like, you're giving over your rule to somebody who could rule forever.
Yeah. Sure.
He brings up a decent point in this, but there's jealousy there, we find out.
Okay.
Also, Stalin has some sort of relationship with Themyscira because...
Themyscira. Tell me about that. What is Themyscira?
No, that's where Wonder Woman lives, the island.
Oh, that's what the island's called?
Yeah, Themyscira. I'm pretty sure, unless I'm completely butchering it, but yeah.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Themyscira.
I don't understand.
And I'm pretty sure Hippolyta's her mom. I don't know. I couldn't remember that. Hippolyta. I'm butchering that probably, and I'm sorry. And if I butcher that so bad, I apologize.
Know if you are or not. I'm just saying, it's a weird
basically, Wonder Woman is at the dance that night. Like, they have like a ball after.
Wonder Woman's still the Wonder Woman we all love and know.
Yes.
Okay.
She's still new to, like, it's a young Wonder Woman. Like, she's been brought over.
Wonder Gal.
Well, no. She's still Wonder Woman, but like her interactions with like men haven't been a lot at the time. Like, she's still kind of... but she likes Superman a lot because it's somebody that, it's another superhero person who's dealing.
Yeah.
And to him, like, he's still fighting for good. In his mind, like, he's like, I'm here for the good of everybody. Sure. Like, I might not,
just like communism.
Yeah. Well, he's sometimes he's like, I might not agree with the ways, but I think I can provide help to all humanity kind of.
Got it. Okay.
So he notices, though, for some reason, Peter's not there, and it bothers him. I don't know why, but he somehow hunts him down, and
it doesn't say why he's.
Well, he's just like, I wonder where the head of security. Like, why is he not at my?
Well, maybe that's yeah. I got
so, he finds him, and like Peter just hates Superman. Doesn't want to talk to him. He's drunk off his ass, doing target practice.
Perfect.
But they try to he tries to like level with Peter, and he's like, hey, I was just a regular person until I was 12. Like, that's when my powers, manifested. I was just in like a Ukrainian, like camp there. We were poor, just like, he's like, even though I'm different, like I can relate to you in some ways. We're not completely different. And then Peter says, yes, but you don't have to do the things we do. And he tells a story of where he was sent because he's part of the state police, and he had to shoot a mother and father in front of their child. And he told the child to run away. This is Peter. And he told the child to run away, and the child just kind of stared at him and slowly walked. So Peter shot him in the shoulder.
Sure.
And he was like, hurry up. And the kid just he was like, he just gave me a death stare before slowly walking away. He's like, that's going to stay with me forever. You don't have to deal with stuff like that. He's saying that Stalin hides him from the evil stuff out there to do.
Peter is also saying, I shot a kid. You don't have to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah. He's like, you don't have to do that.
That was a choice he made. It wasn't. I mean, it's like
he didn't have to shoot
the kid.
That is true. Yeah. He didn't have to shoot the kid. Like, they might have sent him out there to shoot the parent. I mean, it's just. But not the kid. That is true. That is completely on
You don't have to deal with that kind of stuff.
So that's not brought up. Superman's not like, well, I feel like I need to do something about shooting the kid.
The dog was still alive, so I ran over it again. You don't have to deal with those sorts of things.
They're interrupted because Superman. Something's wrong with Stalin. Turns out he's been poisoned.
Oh, no.
Stalin dies.
Oh. Didn't see that coming.
Now they're without a leader. And a lot of people are asking for Superman to step up, but he doesn't necessarily want to take over in Stalin's place because he doesn't feel like he can do the job that he wants to of helping all humanity
because he's worried about the state and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But a lot more. Yeah.
But people keep pushing him to do it.
Okay.
So eventually he does accept it.
Okay. All right.
During this time, though, while that's all going on with Superman, we find out that Lex has been studying Superman's DNA. When Sputnik landed in Metropolis or crash landed, he had to like lift it and throw it into the water or whatever. They had to retrieve it, and they went and they studied it, and he got he
peed just a little bit.
Maybe, or like a hair follicle fell and survived from the water. And he was able to make his own Superman clone.
Oh man, watch out.
Who does not look like, he does not talk at all.
Yeah. It looks like a monster.
Yeah. And he has US on his chest instead of.
Yeah.
But so he's made from Superman's DNA. Right. And he sends, I'm sorry, I skipped ahead a little bit. So Superman's taken over for Stalin. Lex has now decided that, hey, this might actually be right before. I'm sorry. He hasn't taken over for Stalin. Lex sends his US Superman to go fight. Things happen. Somehow it's a bit convoluted.
I don't normally point out mistakes or anything. I really am not trying to, but I just think it's funny that the DNA was left on the sat a little.
Did I call it a sat?
The sat a little. I just thought it was funny.
That's fine. The saddle, I deserve that one. The
sat a little.
The sat a little is where they got the DNA from.
Yeah, sure.
Either way, the two of them fight.
Man, this dude is ugly.
He looks like Bizarro Superman.
He does look like Bizarro Superman. You're right, but with like shocking red hair too.
Basically, somehow I don't remember this, but U.S. Superman, there's still enough like Superman DNA in him that he takes a missile and sacrifices himself.
Okay.
To like avert from a lot of people dying, even though there's a battle that like beats up all the city.
Sure.
Because he freezes Superman. And he just goes off and like takes this missile up into space and just explodes with it.
Okay.
So like there apparently was enough Superman in there.
It kills US.
It kills US.
Okay.
Right. Now fast forward, we're into the 60s because this book it covers a lot of decades in between.
Right.
And like Superman is kind of like slowly spreading out his Warsaw Pact, and like he's helping like the Koreans become free, and so he's just slowly building the state of Superman, for lack of a better term.
Gotcha, sure.
But it's all called, I think they call it the New Warsaw Pact, is what everything's under.
All right.
Lex Luthor has now somehow contacted Brainiac. Brainiac is also an alien. To come in and shrink Moscow.
Is there? Oh, sure.
There's not a picture of Brainiac right now, but I can find Brainiac for you.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
But he thinks that it should be a good idea for him to shrink down Moscow where Superman lives.
Sure.
Because even if Superman's small, a shrunken, it's not really explained.
Oh, there we go. Look at Brainiac.
That's the ship and everything. So this is what we're talking about right now. I had to find it for Mike so he could look through it.
Look at him.
So
it's like
that's his ship.
Yeah. So it's like a skull-looking robot-y face thing with it looks like a big bug kind of.
Kind of.
Yeah.
And if you see him later, he looks more robot-y when you find him.
Yeah.
I'll explain a little bit about that now though. So there's some confusion though, and Brainiac instead shrinks Stalingrad and
whoops.
He's just like Luthor said he's a level 12 intellect, and yet he still can't read directions to figure out, and he
probably thinks he doesn't have to.
Yeah. So he shrinks Stalingrad, and Superman couldn't fix it.
Yeah.
And this bugs Superman. Like, this is going to end up being something for a long time. But he shrinks down the city.
A real chip on his shoulder about an entire city being shrunken.
Yeah, like the whole, because he couldn't protect the people, and now they're all shrunken down.
Oh, I see. I got
And so, like, Luthor has the city of Stalingrad on his desk with like a glass globe over it.
Okay.
And Superman shows up and grabs it and asks him, "Where's Brainiac?" Like, he basically wants to know and confront Brainiac. He goes and he takes Brainiac, like he destroys Brainiac, basically kidnaps him and reprograms him.
Okay.
So now Brainiac works with Superman.
Oh, man.
Okay. Also during this time, because no DC story would be complete, a what if, there's a Russian Batman, Mike.
Oh, wow. What's his name?
He is it's not like no backstory or anything is brought up about this, which is also kind of cool too. And
he doesn't have a different name?
No, we don't know anything about who's playing Batman.
Russian Batman, but nobody
even
calls him that.
We know that. I'll explain.
Okay.
Just give me.
All right. I'm so sorry.
He's very anti-Superman and just anti-government in general, right? He's for the people, wants to free the people. The state labels him as a terrorist. Like, he's going through just causing and giving the state police all sorts of hell, bombings, Batman logo spray painted, just very anti-government.
Yeah.
While this is all going on, like, the local police are trying to find Batman. Wonder Woman is helping Superman with a lot of like projects he has throughout the different countries they control, like, going and helping people here, rescuing people here. You can tell though, just visually, she's like just a little part. She's disenchanted a little bit. Like, she still believes in Superman and thinks that he's a good person at heart.
Yeah.
But you can just kind of tell that, that maybe he's worried too much about how his state is looking and those against him and like what he's turning into.
Sure.
You can kind of tell early on.
She's worried about him becoming
a dictator. Exactly.
Sure.
So, with all this, Peter is now the head of the state police after Stalin's died. Batman kidnaps Peter.
Okay.
And basically tells him, "Hey, I've heard that you've been trying to find me. You want to talk to me?" And Peter says, "Yes, I want you to take out Superman." Batman's like, "Why would I trust you? Like, I'm fighting you just as well." And he was like, "Yes, but you have to realize that, you dealing with me is a lot easier than dealing with an alien that we don't know what can help him. Also, I have a friend from an associate, or I have a gift from an associate in America, Mr. Luthor." So
this is kryptonite, isn't it?
No, it's not. I thought that's where it was going too.
Yeah.
Also though, it's kind of, Batman tells Peter that as soon as he gets Superman, he's coming for him next. And there's a panel where it shows Batman's thoughts, and he has the image of the parents dead and the dead kid rubbing his shoulder, or the shot kid in the shoulder rubbing his arm.
Oh, wow.
That's Batman. It's just alluded to it.
Gotcha.
We don't know, but so that's why he grows up hating the state and everything.
That's very close to the Batman story.
In a sense, yeah. But it's also...
I understand that I'm just realizing things here. But
no, you're fine.
Yeah,
but all these jumps make sense in this story to me. So, like, obviously he's against Superman and the rest of the state because they killed his parents, and he holds a grudge
associates Superman with the state. Yeah, I got you.
So
this is a laugh a minute, by the way.
Well, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
This one's more of just an entertaining. All of them weren't going to be funny. We'll make jokes here and there, maybe, hopefully. Don't worry.
Hang on, guys. We'll make jokes.
Don't worry. A bunch of orphans are about to die, so it's about to get hilarious.
Great.
The gift from Lex. Well, I'll just explain. There's a celebration because there's a lot of celebrations for Superman because he's so great.
Sure.
And at the end of the fireworks display, it's been rigged and it's a bat that appears.
Oh, watch out.
Superman then notices or can hear Diana or Wonder Woman's voice. I was like, Superman, help. He has me. He says he has 10 seconds until, and like the next panel, he crashes in where Batman has Wonder Woman lassoed with her own rope.
Oh, no.
The lasso of truth.
Hoisted on her own petard.
In a way. Yeah. Her own Captain Jean-Luc Picard.
Yeah.
And...
that does not qualify as a joke, folks.
Oh. All right. I'll try another one later and we'll see if that works. Oh, you can joke. That qualifies as a joke, I guess.
That did qualify. That did. Yeah. Because I laughed. So that's the difference. I don't know. That was just a dick thing to say. I'm sorry.
You're totally fine. Basically,
it's been a long ass week.
No, I totally get it. The gift that Lex ends up giving is the red lights that are like his son on Krypton.
Oh, okay.
So it basically makes Superman powerless. Batman then beats the crap out of him.
Oh, wow.
And throws him down into a cellar where there's more red lights down there. And he's like, I'm not going to kill you.
That is such a weird thing that makes somebody powerless.
It's their son.
I mean, it's a specific light, I would assume. Not just every time a traffic light.
No. It just mimics the red sun on, that was on Krypton.
Okay.
And he throws him down there because he's like, I'm not going to kill you, but you're going to just live out the rest of your life down there.
Yeah. Stay in that hole, kid.
Yeah. And the bind from Wonder Woman's rope.
Why do villains do that? Why they never just go for that last kill shot?
No, well, we talked about it.
They always explain like, well, Mr. Bond.
We talked about it with Roscoe Simons. Like he let Falcon go.
That's what I'm saying.
He could have taken out half of them right there.
Yeah, just do it. Get it over with.
Maybe because then you don't have, you can't continue that character.
I guess.
But they retcon stuff all the time so much at this point that
James Bond should have been dead a lot of times.
That's true.
I'm just saying, think of what's the one where the guy's stroking the cat? Is that
Goldfinger? I think.
He's got him on that table and shooting the laser up through his crotch.
Yeah.
And he's explaining the whole thing. And then I'll just leave because I know this is going to work.
That's what always happens.
Yeah, that's stupid.
So Wonder Woman's, the bind between her and the rope is too strong for anybody to break but Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I would think so, sure.
Yeah.
It's like Thor and his magic hammer.
Superman is basically kind of begging her from the cellar that he's in. You need to find the, power source, the generator for these lights, and you need to take it out or else he's destroying everything that we built, Diana, we built. He's making it. And so finally it takes everything she has.
You skipped a thing here.
Did I?
I want to bring out this sentence. Batman also shows that there is a bomb attached to his intestine.
I did skip that.
Intestine that he can blow at any time.
His small intestine. Yes, Superman shows up and immediately.
Small intestine.
I think it's a small intestine. It's his stomach.
Okay.
It's like I don't know. The comic shows it's in the heart.
Okay.
The movie said it was intestine. He has a bomb attached to him.
Why would you change that? That's what I'm saying. What difference does that make?
Well, it doesn't say where it's at. I'm just saying that based
in
off.
His butt.
Well, I mean, it wasn't that drastic.
I got a bomb in my butt.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. When Superman shows up, he scans Batman. And he's like, just so you know, hey.
Just so you know, I swallowed this bomb earlier.
Yeah, so basically, here it is. I guess it's kind of intestinal.
Oh, yeah, look at that. He's got a little bomb, and it's kind of around the bottom of his rib cage.
So, intestine?
Yeah, ish. Why is Batman wearing a sleeping mask?
He's not wearing a sleeping mask.
What is that thing?
That's his Russian, the hat, the fur hat.
Oh, okay. All right.
But he has ears through it. No.
I thought it was like a little sleeping mask he can pull down at any time.
That's what
when he becomes.
He wears the hat.
Sleepy Bat Boy.
Sleeping Bat Boy.
Sleepy Bat Boy.
Basically, though, it takes everything Wonder Woman has, but she does break it.
Sure.
And like her last bit of like full power strength, she rips the generator in half.
Oh wow!
Superman escapes and comes over to Batman and tells him, well, we can fix you. It'll only take a little bit of brain surgery, but then we'll have a nice job for you at the Moscow bank. And Batman basically just giant middle finger like Batman goes, hey, by the way, it was your buddy Peter that, helped me out, that betrayed you, and then blows himself up.
Oh, no.
So Batman kills himself instead of,
Batman kills himself with his intestine
with
bomb?
the bomb instead of letting Superman, I guess, in a way, win of taking him in.
Kablooey.
Because I should point out at this point that Batman, when reprogramming Brainiac, has found a way to operate on people that are his enemies, and he turns them into friendly members of Superman society.
Batman or Superman?
Superman has developed a way to do this with Brainiac.
Okay, you said Batman.
I did. I apologize.
Yeah. No, it's fine. It's fine.
So
you say Superman in the notes.
Good.
Here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, though, Peter is not Peter anymore. He is sent to.
Yeah, he's got a big old thing on the side of his head.
That's it. That's the computer. Basically, Superman has brain surgery, welds that computer, and they're not a problem to Superman anymore. So anybody who opposes Superman is turned into like a robot-controlled person.
Yeah. Okay. I see that.
So Peter betrayed him.
This dude's not looking great.
He's not himself anymore.
It's like a cochlear implant gone wild.
Yeah. No, he turns them into Superman computers, for lack of a better term.
Yeah. Huh. Wow.
So Superman has gone full on.
Yeah.
We get to the last part, or Act 3, I guess now. Mm-hmm. Batman's dead. Peter's a computer. We haven't heard from Lex in a while, so why don't we go see what's going on in the U.S. as Batman's enjoying his, claim over basically all of the world except
Superman.
Now I'm doing it again. My bad.
That's okay.
Superman is enjoying his claim over most of the world except for the U.S. They're one of the last holdouts.
They're bringing friggin' Green Lantern in.
Yep. They discovered the ship that crash landed.
Hal Jordan's ship.
That is the aliens that are at Area 51. As President Kennedy lets Lex Luthor in on.
Oh.
Which, by the way, Kennedy, just some pop culture stuff. Kennedy is married to Norma Jean, a.k.a.
Marilyn Monroe.
Thank you.
Yeah.
At this point, he got remarried in office, so he's still alive. Also, Nixon is the one who gets assassinated. So there you go.
Oh, really?
That's something that's going on the tagline. Yeah, another thing I'd like to bring up is that Lex and Lois are still together at this point.
But just for the kids.
But they don't have kids. But after Superman defeated his Superman, he called her and told her that he would have to go into hiding and had killed all of his men. He was like, I was outmatched by, he was like, I can't have this. And she's like, what is it? The fact that, Superman beat you? He goes, no, that damn thing that I built beat me at chess last night. So he's already upset, not only that the DNA clone.
Yeah.
That he was, one of his creations bested him, and then that went and lost to Superman. So he freaks, he's a man through all of this who is just concerned still with defeating Superman.
Yeah.
Just because he's our Lex Luthor doesn't mean that he's good still.
Right. I got you.
He is completely just concerned with that. And Lois, for some reason, still stays by him through the whole time. But
good for her.
Lois,
stand by your man.
Exactly. Luthor is given the ship at Area 51. They find the ring. They start a Green Lantern army that's led by Captain Hal Jordan. Kyle Rayner's brought up. Other Green Lanterns are there.
I don't know why I don't like Green Lanterns so much. I really don't know.
I know. But they train this Green Lantern army. Batman
So it's basically their version of the Green Lantern Corps.
Yes, except it's all American fighter pilots that they've used to do it.
Gotcha.
Superman has been waiting the whole time for the U.S. to kind of eat itself, and then he just come in and take over because he doesn't want any more bloodshed. He feels like they're the last stronghold before he has his great little world here.
Right.
I think it's funny in one of the panels, he's still this great force, but he's still so petty that he's taken other people like they found in the streets who have dressed up like Batman, you know, to be like, even though Batman's dead, our voice is still out there, and just turn them into robots to clean.
One of them's got a mop and a bucket.
Yeah, just to clean. Wow. Like Superman is so petty at this point that
he's looking older too.
He is. Like they do make him age because we're in the 80s now at this point.
Yeah, that's cool.
And Brainiac is there with him. You know, Brainiac.
There's Brainiac.
He's reprogrammed to scan his Earth, and he'll tell him like, "Hey, happiness is up 8%. Suicide's down ever since I started injecting so and soda into their water." Like.
He looks like Brainiac looks like one of the aliens from Mars Attacks.
He does,
Kinda.
except taller. But
guys.
like they're injecting stuff into people's water, like they're removing.
Sure.
You know, so it's getting a little crazy. But the U.S. is still just an absolute mess.
A little crazy. Just now.
It's been. Sure. It's slowly been progressing.
All right, so we're in the 80s.
We're in the 80s. Lex Luthor becomes president.
Okay, sure.
So we have President Luthor, and now I guess it's finally time for his giant plan to happen. The plan that he's been working on for years that we find out later. He sends his Green Lantern Corps to go after Superman.
Okay. But these are just fighter pilot guys.
These are just fighter pilot guys, all with a ring, though.
Oh, okay. They got a super ring.
They were able to reverse engineer, and they made rings for all of them.
Yeah.
So like you said, it's a U.S. Green Lantern Corps.
I've never liked the ring. It's just so goofy.
So they send them to go deal with Superman. Also, Lex has Lois go talk to Wonder Woman and say, "Hey, why don't you help us?" Wonder Woman's like, "None of you people deserve, like y'all are all fighting." She's just fed
up with all of them.
She's fed up with just men in general. She's just like, I thought I was helping good. It didn't work out. Like, I don't want anything. Basically, Lois is like, "Can we just count on you for the next 24 hours with this plan that Lex has to finally stop Superman for all?" So she agrees to help out as well.
Okay.
While it's all happening, there's a moment that I feel to add to just Superman to explain the end. There's a part somehow, remember I told you that Stalingrad's in a little case? Like he still keeps it there. And he has to like zoom in, not like zoom, but like, basically project himself in a smaller form into the city to talk to people.
Okay.
Somehow, like it's so small, there's a point where like a flea has gotten in and the filter, and it like crushes like part of the city when it dies and lands.
It is tiny.
And like the people in there, like you're supposed to check the filters that,
How are these people surviving? I mean, like they have no imports or exports.
I don't know.
Right?
I don't know how that's all happening, but still, like, there's people living there still, and Superman has never been able to figure out how to fix it. So it's his biggest failure.
Yeah.
But Lex shows up. I say that just to add a little layer to Superman.
Yeah.
Because it's going to come up here in this final battle. Lex shows up at his winter house, which is basically just a renamed Fortress of Solitude.
Superman's winter house.
And it's Superman and Brainiac there.
Just kicking it.
And Lex is there just to talk to Superman. But Brainiac, knowing that Lex is a level 9 intellect, he goes, I just love the quote, "I couldn't allow him to debate with you, Superman." This is Brainiac.
Sure.
"Entering a conversation with a level 9 intelligence is more dangerous than any death trap. My calculations were that he could have talked you into suicide within 14 minutes.
14 minutes.
So
not 15, not 13, 14.
Brainiac thinks that because here's where the problem has come with Lex Luthor becoming president. He has caused a swift change in America where the economy has jet rocketed up. The Civil War that had been created, like states are coming back together. It's turned, like Luthor has found a way to completely just turn around the course that America was going.
He's a level 9.
He's a level 9.
Come on.
So the plan for Superman to go and pick up the pieces are not there anymore because Luthor in a year has basically rejuvenated the entire U.S. They make mention.
Don't you think it's weird it only goes to 9?
It goes past it. No, it goes past it. It goes, Brainiac's level 12.
Oh.
So I don't know what the highest is. I thought everything just went up to 11.
Yeah.
Does that count as a joke finally?
It does.
Okay, good.
Hello, Cleveland.
So now the only way that Superman can have the full control he wants is a war with the U.S., which he was trying to avoid the entire time.
Yeah.
So since Brainiac has calculated Luthor as this big of a threat, he could talk Superman of all people into suicide in 14 minutes. He kind of attacks and just holds Luthor hostage in that time.
Okay.
And tells him, like, on his ship, because that's kind of where they're at, and kind of tells him, hey, we can end this once and for all. I'll go east. You go west. We'll meet in DC, because those things that I see coming in aren't missiles. They're people. And it's the Green Lantern Corps that Lex has sent.
All right.
That Lex has sent after.
Yeah.
So that's what happens. The Green Lantern Corps aren't strong enough to defeat Superman. Wonder Woman and some of the Amazons come to stop him. He just brushes through them. Mm-hmm. He is like, you're making a mistake, but still, like, doesn't care. The U.S. government releases, like, all of the other failed projects they call that Luthor has had once he gets onto, like, American soil. And it's like Doomsday, and there's some other Superman villains that show up there just in that brief panel. But those are other projects that have sent out to defeat him, and they can't. So basically what we have is now Brainiac and Superman have met at the White House. And Superman walks out and he's like, Miss Lane, because Lois walks out when he's there. I'm asking you to leave. I don't want any, unnecessary bloodshed.
Damage,
exactly.
Yeah, sure.
Lois goes, I can't, because my husband said that if you came here, I was supposed to give you this letter. We don't know what's on it. Mm-hmm. It flashes back to a scene of where Lex tells her, if he gets close enough, I think I just have something that's more important here in this letter than anything I could do. This is what's going to help us defeat Superman. Superman reads the letter through her jacket pocket and begins to sob.
Oh no.
And Lois goes, what is it? And like takes it out and look. And Mike, what's left on there is just these words. The note only says, why don't you just put the whole world in a bottle, Superman?
Cut to the quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's basically like, Lex has just, in a way, just peeled everything back on Superman.
Yeah.
Hey,
remember
your
that,
biggest failure?
Remember that time you screwed up?
Yeah. You can't protect everybody.
Yeah.
Why don't you just put everybody in a,
Yeah, sure.
This, though, helps Superman realize, like, that's all it takes, though, that he could never fix Stalingrad after all those years.
Right.
And he's slowly to realize that he has taken the humanity out of all of their decisions. Like, he wanted to make everything perfect, but took out choice. And it was wrong for him as an alien to interfere with humans and Earth, in a sense, to this level. Brainiac realizes what has happened here and that Superman's upset. And he says, Brainiac, let's just leave. Let's go back. Let's leave the Americans to themselves.
Right.
Brainiac says, no, that's not, like, we can take it here. So he basically ignores Superman. So with the help of Lex Luthor, Superman and Lex defeat Brainiac. Upon killing Brainiac, his ship, which is apparently powered by 6 black holes, because it's comics.
Sure.
A self-destruct mechanism is going to target those 6 black holes to go off.
Okay.
Which would destroy anything in like a 15 million mile radius, is what Lex says.
Yeah.
Superman takes
15 million miles.
Superman takes it and just leaves Earth's atmosphere.
Wow.
Just decides, hey,
Takes
I'm going to
one for the team,
sacrifice
huh?
myself.
Yeah.
I figured out I've been wrong. This world's better kind of without me. Takes it far enough. We're gone.
Wow.
We flash forward. We do the last, I think Luthor's president for another 10, 20 years or something.
Sure.
And then eventually dies. And Lois is at the funeral and she notices somebody in the crowd there that looks familiar. And it's Superman in a Clark Kent-esque, like...
Well, that's kind of cool, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Clark
a cool ending. Yeah.
Attire there attending Lex's funeral.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. And then basically at the very end, they go over sketches. Like, they don't talk. They just share a glance there at Lex's funeral. And then the last pages are his mom and dad sending him and him landing on the Ukrainian farm. And that's how it ends.
Oh,
but
wow.
So basically that is Superman Red Sun. I included it because, unlike not as silly as our other ones, I think it's a very good, very interesting story.
Yeah, it's a cool book.
Very cool. Now, the movie, real quick, the things they changed up. Peter's not in the movie at all. Basically, that first glance of when Superman meets Lois Lane.
Right.
Well, then he runs into her again that night, like on purpose, hunts her down. And she's like, you know, you don't know what your country's doing if you don't believe me here, and throws him like a classified folder of how they're like sending people to internment camps and stuff. I
don't understand why you change stuff like that. That's just crazy.
But they're basically Lois Lane is opening Superman's eyes up to what they're doing.
Instead of Peter. I get it.
And basically the little boy that ends up becoming Batman, since there is no Peter, it's just a little kid down there who's like, I thought you were for the whole state. You didn't care about us and us being locked away here, kind of thing.
So now I'm going to become a killer.
Yeah.
Who swallows a bomb.
Exactly.
Who swallowed the dog to save the cat, to swallow the...
I had my... This is the house that Jack built?
Yeah.
They added a lot more Lois. They made Lex Luthor like less of an asshole to Lois.
Yeah.
Like, so Lex was never... Because for me, the big struggle here is you see how like the relationship between Superman and Wonder Woman and the relationship between Lex and Lois Lane just deteriorate over the years, because to me, it's the struggle between the two of them of always trying to one up each other in a way.
Right.
Like anything is.
Right.
But in the movie, like they make you like Lex apologizes for stuff he's really, you know, and so you don't have that weird, it takes goofy. That part out of it.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm trying
I don't like that.
The end is similar in a way, except they add the fact that Brainiac could have turned back Stalingrad to normal size at any time, because I don't know why.
Huh.
Like there's weird changes they made.
Takes the whole thing away from it.
It does.
Like yeah.
So as much as I like DC animated movies, to me the comic was better. But
teach you.
Feel free to watch it, because there's a lot of stuff that's in there that's different.
Not watching it.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so next week, I realized that maybe this one wasn't as funny. I thought it would be just more interesting.
It's good. It is interesting. I enjoyed it a lot.
Well, I appreciate
it. I really
it.
do. But, and the fact that you brought in visuals.
Maybe I can do that for every 10 episodes. I'll bring in like a show and tell.
All right.
It won't matter to our listeners at all, but you'll at least be able to flip through and look at stuff.
Sure.
Every 10 episodes, I will award Mike with something to look through.
Boy.
Until then, I just allow him to play with the Testacuzzi, and that's it.
Hey, this week we're brought to you by Testacuzzi. It's for the nuts. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Not if you don't possess those, then I guess it's not for you.
That's exactly right. It's for.
But if you do,
the nuts.
Squirrels and males in general. Also. No better way to tie it in than to let you know you can find us on Instagram.
Smooth transition.
No, there we go. At Brofo Hero. Also, feel free to email us if you want to. At bros, foes, and heroes @gmail.com. Again, as always, we appreciate you listening. Please click like, leave a review if you wouldn't mind, subscribe, just anything. We appreciate it all. Even if you're just listening, any way you support the show, we appreciate it very much.
Please.
And we love what we do here. Yeah. No, listen to me talk about a communist Superman. All
right, so we're gonna talk about the thing or what?
What thing?
The thing you watched.
I don't know if I want to yet.
Okay.
Just because.
We don't have to.
Well, I want to make sure everybody. I'm not going to. I want to make sure everybody has had a chance to watch it, and I realize that it's been a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So
everybody, as you have watched this thing that we're not going to tell you.
Actually, you know what?
Call in and let us know.
It's been. I'll do this. It's been almost
really
2
has,
weeks.
hasn't it? Yeah. By the time this comes out.
Yeah. So I'll just tell you, if you haven't recognized it, and I've made mention of it on Instagram, that the character in the Suicide Squad movie, even though you knew it was coming in a sense that the monster was, it is directly called Starro the Conqueror, which you might recall was in our Captain Carrot and the Amazing Zoo Crew episode, who was the main villain from the very first issue. He was responsible for sending the rays that made
everybody animals.
And everybody animals, and also made the animals act like even more animals.
Sure.
And so, Superman and the Zoo Crew defeated the enemy in that issue.
So as of this recording, you've seen it and I have not.
Yes.
I am super friggin' stoked to watch this thing.
I enjoyed it.
Like I have been vibrating in my seat every time I see a preview or whatever. And they do show Starro in one of the trailers.
Yeah, like and that's the thing.
Like if you're a comic person at all, you're like, oh shit, Starro.
Like there's things I want to talk about, but obviously I'll wait till after you watch it.
We can talk about that next episode.
Well, we'll talk about it next episode.
Yeah.
And then that way, that also gives people another week of it being out.
Well, maybe there's some sort of Suicide Squad tie-in you could do for the next.
I can find. Oh, that is a good idea. And that way we can talk about
exactly.
it. I'll do that. I'll find somebody from the current movie.
I can tell you this, like Polka Dot Man or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Or the guy who shoots his arms off or whatever.
TDK.
Yeah.
The detachable kid.
Right. So, I haven't watched the movie.
Red Robin.
I haven't watched the that counts.
Yeah.
I haven't watched the movie, but I can tell you my favorite part.
What's that?
No Zack Snyder.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Did you enjoy Aquaman?
No.
Because that was no Zack Snyder either.
I didn't enjoy it.
Did you enjoy the newest Wonder Woman? It was okay.
It wasn't that great.
It was okay. I'll give Patty a pass. The first one was really good.
Oh, the first one was fantastic. The second one, I'm dead, so I'm in somebody else's body.
We've talked about it before. For me, the two movies, I'll take it. There are now 3 DC movies I will recommend. The first Wonder Woman, Shazam, because I thought that was really good.
Shazam's great.
And this new Suicide Squad movie.
If you had to rank them out of those 3,
it's different because I feel like what I like may be different, but I like the James Gunn's humor, so that would be top for me.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
It's a Guardians of the Galaxy movie that's R-rated.
Boy, am I excited!
That's all I have to tell you.
Go
it's great.
home, and my wife is making me wait because she's getting her nails done first. But then that's what we're doing.
I like it
tonight.
because it's also like I watched it and I felt like it was a movie that James Gunn had fun making.
Yeah.
Which made it even
like
cooler.
It when you just see the trailers.
You watch it and it's like you could just tell. And I've watched some of the press too.
Yeah,
it just seems like everybody had fun.
This seems like a Comic-Con like movie.
Oh,
like
yeah,
something that would dominate Comic-Con.
It was just so different than the first one. Like the first one. And it's nothing against like any of the actors that were in it. I think just the story wasn't that solid.
First one blew.
Yeah, I mean, but it's not like.
I mean, I love Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn.
She's so good in this.
I love her. But damn, she's in. It's like your favorite sports player. I grew up as an Oilers fan.
Yeah.
It's like Earl Campbell being on all those terrible Oilers teams.
Yeah.
You feel bad for him because it's like you're never going to win a ring with this.
You do, but I feel like given that scenario, it's not like Earl had to stay there in Houston the whole time when they didn't win. That she has then been in Birds of Prey, which was better. And then I feel like this one that's obvious. Like she's been in better. I feel like it's been steps up.
This is the one though, right? For her.
See, that's tough.
All right, we'll continue this next
week. We'll
week.
talk about this next time. We'll have a little Suicide Squad. So just know, this gives you another week then. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and watch it because we're talking about it next week.
It's going to be like 3 weeks in.
Yeah. All right. That does it for us. And for episode 10 for Superman Red Sun, next week we will be looking at a Suicide Squad character, and it gives you another week to watch the movie. That does it for us. As always, we appreciate you listening and stay safe.
Con!
Frozen, heroes. Gonna tell you about Frozen, heroes. Gonna tell you about.
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.